ओम ओम सदाशिवसमारंभ शंकराचार्य मध्यमा अस्मदाचार्य पर्यंता वंदे गुरुपरंपरा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रीहरिं परमानंदम उपदेष्टारमीश्वरम् व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्। समाधौ क्रियमाणे तु विघ्नान्यायान्ति वै बलात् अनुसन्धानराहित्यम् आलस्यं भोगलालसम् लयस्तमश्च विक्षेपः रसास्वादश्च शून्यता। एवं यद्विघ्नबाहुल्यं त्याज्यं ब्रह्मविदासनैः। So we have been discussing that Nitidhyasana. Also, we have discussed Nitidhyasana Phalam, especially last two verses, that Vighna, the obstacles that comes while doing Nitidhyasana. We started with that starting problem, Anusandhana Rahityam, me being in my comfort zone. That's why I am satisfied and I am in my comfort zone. There is big difference. Many people, especially those who are lazy, tamas, they present that they are in sattva pradhana. Psychologically, when you are in your comfort zone, means you don't want to go out of your cocoon. You say, hey, you understand? I am happy, I am contented. Is not you are happy, contented, you are scared, and basically you want to live the way you are. That's why you take the help of logic. Remember, whenever you take the help of logic to protect, to defend, that means you are in your cocoon, you are in your, let us say, comfort zone, and you are tamas in within. Let me not get into too much. This is not topic. So after discussing this 8 obstacles, I am not here to go in details to the obstacles, or else we'll remain always in obstacles. Okay? As already in the verse number 1, if I'm right, I think 125 must be correct. So in 125, Adi Shankaracharya already had pointed out the benefit of Nitidhyasana, means Nitidhyasana Phalam. What did he say? He said very clearly that it gives Akrutima Ananda. Because he wants to make it very clear. Once also we need to be very clear in this regard, that look, Nitidhyasanam does not give you or create any sort of ananda. This is the first point we need to understand. Second thing, unlike Yoga Shastra, unlike Buddhism, Unlike anybody, please understand, because you have to be very clear that you are a Vedanta student, or else what will happen is, there are generally, please understand, we look at two types of people, those who are unfortunate. One type of people, those who do not come to Vedanta. Definitely, they are unfortunate people. Other type of people come to Vedanta, but they don't understand Vedanta. So they pick up here and there, they try to map the way they want. They are most unfortunate people. If you compare both, so one group of people, those who do not come to Vedanta, so they are definitely unfortunate. Whereas other group come to Vedanta, but they don't understand Vedanta because they don't want to understand. Okay. So they are most unfortunate people. It will be talked later on. Don't worry, that also we'll see it. Here, when we say this, that Vedanta here mainly Nididhyasana, Nididhyasana does not give you any Ananda. So the Ananda that is not created. It is not Krutima Ananda. It was being talked as Akrutima Ananda. So this is called what? As Nitidhyasana Phalam. And interestingly, because Krutima Ananda is created in time, will it be destroyed in time or not? Because there is no permanent Krutima Ananda. But Akrutima Ananda, not being created in time, being my nature, it has to be there with me all the time. So that is also indirect phalam. That once through Nitidhyasanam, when I arrive at the happiness, that is none other than me. Then what happens? This happiness continues. That's why, Swatyasya Chaka Bhatasya comes. So when we start comparing the Ananda of different things, so Indra Ananda, the happiness of Indra, remember, Bruhaspati Ananda is much more, 100 times. So it goes on and on. Then finally what? Finally comes a Brahmavid. So because why? There the Ananda, Indra Ananda somehow is Kritima Ananda, even though in essence he understands what is Brahman. But his periphery Ananda is Kritima, is created. So with this background, when we try to look at the next verse, let us read so that becomes easier. What he says, that Bhava Vritya hi Bhavatvam, Shunya Vritya hi Shunyata, ब्रह्म वृत्त्या हि पूर्णत्वम तथा पूर्णत्वम अभ्यसे. Actually, here he tries to literally gives a statement. So the statement is very common in English and other languages. Like, what you think that you become. It's a very popular statement. So that is what he is trying to put. But that statement they give mainly to inspire people. But here the purpose is entirely different. You have to understand. So he says what? Let us read the verse so that it becomes easier to understand. Bhava vrityahi bhavatva. So by dwelling upon a bhava or any object, or even if a person, makes no difference. Now what happens? Now indeed, by dwelling upon that, the person or the mind of the person, bhavatvam. So he says what? Definitely the person or the mind will identify with that person or object. So by identifying with that object, now what will happen? The person will start, or the mind will start getting colored with that object or person. So also, sunya vritya hi shunyata. When the person starts dwelling upon, thinking upon sunyam, sunyam means what? Void. Definitely, that person's mind will become blank. And so also here, Brahmabhutya hi purnatvam. So when the person starts dwelling upon Brahman, definitely the person will realize, will understand that one's own self as Purnam, as fullness. That's why Tatha. So what is to be done? Therefore, obviously, one should practice nididhyasanam. One should spend time in nididhyasanam. Why? Purnatvam, to perceive this what? Purnam. When we look at this, please understand it's a very crucial point. Why did he bring, okay, bhava vrittya hi bhavatvam, shunya vrittya hi shunyata. Why did he bring this shunya? As you know, our Purva Pakshi is who? Shunyavadin. Okay? So who are Shunyavadin? In short, Buddhist. Because they were dangerous. Remember, they were dangerous, now they are also dangerous. Okay? Both way. Don't worry. The damage that they have done, you know better. Okay? So the damage that they have done in the name of non-violence is exactly like our friend, okay? Maybe worse than our friend, okay? So both they go together. Don't worry. So here, forget this shunya vritti and shunyata. You can look at yourself. Then you will be able to understand. Generally, when you encourage your tamas or you are comfortable with your tamas, what psychologically we call as comfort zone. So when you are comfortable in your comfort zone, how do you present yourself? So you present yourself, you are satisfied, you are contented, others are fool, do not know anything. Does it happen or not? Just be honest, look at your mind. It's exactly like the cat drinks the milk, putting the head inside. Until and unless somebody comes and so unless and until time, situation teaches you, you don't wake up. And there are people also that they don't wake up. That's another point, okay? So hopeless case. Now, here we talk this language. If we want to psychological this, if we want to talk Shastra way, when a person encourages or is comfortable or is associated with tamas, person gives that tamasic behavior or person presents that tamasic behavior as sattvic behavior. And this you can see in many sadhakas' life. Because externally, it is very difficult to really differentiate between tamasic behavior and sattvic behavior. Only the person can. But if the person himself is sleeping, like the cat putting the head inside and drinking the milk, because the cat is not able to see anything, what assumes? I don't see anybody, means nobody sees me. So, how a tamasic person becomes the embodiment of tamas? That's why always I highlight this point, starting with your bathing. Do you know? Taking care of your house, cleaning the house, with reference to food, not to have old food, not to have fridge food especially. Hey, you have plenty of time. Because Puja Swamiji used to say, the fridge has destroyed houses. I'll tell you, without fridge, the house will be beautiful. And to be very honest, except dairy product, nothing should be in the fridge, not even if vegetable. And vegetable or fruits, if you put in the fridge, how does it taste? Then you can say, Swamiji, you can talk if we are staying, especially in cold countries where 3-6 months doesn't grow anything. Okay, that can be exception, but not in summer, okay? No, Swamiji, food will go waste. Anyway, it's your choice, okay? I stretch a little bit. The whole concept here is Vedanta to make sure before approaching Vedanta, at least you should be a Rajasic person. If not Sattvic, I'm very clear in this regard, okay? Before approaching Vedanta, at least you should be a Rajasic person. If not, Sattvic. Suppose you are a Tamasic person who wants to approach Vedanta, then what will happen? So you will present, there is no difference. Conveniently, Vedanta becomes Devanta. Now this text is very good. Now I should sit down. Everything is one and same. Why to clean? Why to do this thing? Why to do that? And I can do the way I want. That's why, again, I'm repeating it. When I started doing things the way I want, means it is tamasic. And the way, remember, my likes and dislikes, my benefits, my interest, keeping others, that is a Rajasic way of living. And when I do what is to be done at that given moment, whether I like it or not. In fact, there is no liking, okay? You become one with that. That is called Sattvic way of doing. Wherever I put me, no, this is what to be done. And I justify. Remember this point. I do and I justify. It is a completely tamasic way of functioning. And that person cannot do nididhyasana. And that person comes under second category. Being exposed to Vedanta does not understand Vedanta. That's why, coming to the verse, I stress a little bit. Because to bring everybody, and towards the end, do you know what? Whom he criticized, he had to put up with them. Hours together, he had to sit with them because he didn't have any other choice. I'm sorry, with due respect to him today. Coming back here, what you hate, that you become. And here our system is, we don't fight in meditation. We don't get rid of things. In fact, we accommodate. We reserve. We negate. We try to see the reality, the truth. That's why we don't have any issue. That's why we everything do. In spite of everything, we are happy, comfortable, because that is my nature. That is called Brahmavruti. Understanding that Brahman is the root cause of everything, including ignorance. The Brahman itself is the root cause of my bondage. A bondage doesn't come from outside. If there is bondage, really, remember that bondage happens because of Brahman. For everything, Brahman is responsible. Remember, this is the understanding. That's why we don't fight with anything. Not that there is God, there is devil, okay? So both of them fight with each other. We never contract. Hey, that devil is part of, God. Remember this point. So looking at this thing, now, if this is the case, what is to be done? Now spend time in nididhyasana. So when the most important aspect is, when you spend time in nididhyasana, what is going to happen? As these 2 points, one is akritima ananda, that you will arrive at, the anandam, that is natural. Second thing is purnatva prapti. that you are fullness, you are contented. Not because you could not do, or nor because you have something, but because you are. That's why a Brahmajnani always a contributor. Brahmajnani cannot be a consumer. Recently, they presented Brahmajnani means Jnani means sitting on under a tree doing nothing. Because this sort of influence came from Buddhism. They have influenced a lot our literature. Here, Brahmajnani presence is a contribution. Whatever the person will do, always will do for the society without anything. Continuing. Ehi vrittim jahatyena brahmakhyam pavanim param vritthaiva te tu jivanti pasubhischa samanara. So he goes little bit strongly here. Okay, you may not like this sort of statement that, look, you don't want to get out of this comfort zone, but you are comfortable either your bhava vritti or your sunya vritti, but you don't want to adopt brahma vritti because there is a problem in brahma vritti. So in brahma vritti, there is no entertainment, there is no fun, there is no fight, like especially in the house. Imagine in the house if there is no fight. Is it boring or not? It's very boring. So life will be very boring. You understand? So you need all these things. So you can say, no, I don't need anything. That's why he says, Yehi vrittim jahati enam. And what sort of vritti? Brahmakya pavanim param. So that means those people, what to do? Those people, they disregard jahati. So jahati, what jahati? Enam param pavanim brahmakhyam vrittimiti. So those people who indeed disregard this most purifying nididhyasana, and which is known as what? Brahmakyam, means I am Brahman. So this thought, whoever disregards, then what happens? He uses this word, te jivanti. Those people live that life. How do they live? Brutha, in vain. Chatu pasubhi samaha. This is a very strong word he uses. So they live like animal, equal to animal. Why? We need to see very carefully this word. Why animal and what is the pashu? So we say, nara, called human being, na riyate nasyatiti naraha. That means that which is not subject to destruction. That's why human being will come back. Jiva iti. Whereas pashyati iti pashu. The one who sees but never thinks. No viveka. The animal does not plan. Let us go for a strike. So today I could not go for hunting because I am feeling lazy today. Tomorrow I will go for hunting. They don't have planning, okay? They don't call for meeting. Let us plan, let us do this, let us do that, okay? That's why Viveka Hina is called Pashu here. When you don't use your discriminative faculty, that time you are a Pashu. But what happens if you observe all the time you use your discriminative faculty for what? To defend yourself. So when I use my discriminative faculty to defend myself, is it discrimination? It is like you have a brake to support your speed. not to stop your or reduce your speed. So can you call that as a brake? So what is the purpose of the brake? The purpose of the brake is nothing. Whenever you are overspeeding for emergency, especially, you should be able to slow down. So also, what is the purpose of Viveka? Viveka purpose is nothing. Whenever you are speeding up, your manas, your emotional mind speeds up because of habitual error and whatnot. That time, Viveka tries to show you, hey, there is another option. This may happen, that may happen, better think, better do this. So it makes you to slow down so that you are on track. Whereas generally what you do with your Viveka? So do you slow down or you make your Viveka to support your Manomaya Kosha, emotional mind? Most of the time, we use our Viveka to support Manomaya Kosha, emotional mind. And they are here called as Pasuiti. So that's why he says, Pasubhi sama naraha. Pasubhi sama nara. So those people are exactly living like animal. Whereas those who do not do that, let us read so that we'll complete this verse. One more. So that we'll go to the next chapter or next thing. So he says, look, yehi vrittim vijanante gyatvapi vardhayanti ye te vai satpurusha dhanya bandhyaste bhuvanatraye. Whereas yehi vrittim vijananti gyatvapi vardhayanti ye, those people who really knows this and allows this thought. What is the thought? This brahmakya iti, that I am Brahman, this vritti. So who those who, not that I am body mind complex, I am not deha karana sanghata, okay, monomayas karana sarira, I am not that. So those who know this also encourage, takes care of this. Whenever any thought or anything pops up, they look at the limitation of that thinking process. Of course, they are called Satpurusha. Because the Purusha, those who are associated with the Sat, not with Mithya, they are called Satpurusha. We'll see in details. Also Dhanyaha, they are indeed blessed. That's why blessed one can bless others. If I am not blessed, how can I bless others? Then I will practice, Abhaya Mudra. Remember, this is called Abhaya Mudra. But unfortunately, somebody said, no, this is called Buddha Mudra. They started teaching this as a Buddha Mudra. Okay? Hey, this is not a Buddha Mudra. This is called Abhaya Mudra. However, let us not get into too much all these things. And they are Bandhyaha. They are Bhuvanatray Bandhyaha. They are respected, worshipped. All the three words, Bhur, Bhuva, Swa, Iti. We'll see more of it. Om Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.